Man, that is so good.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my kitchen for another video. So as you probably saw from the title, today I'm gonna be showing you how to make kimchi, and I'm actually so excited about this. I love kimchi. It is so great. It's great for our gut health due to its probiotic content, and it's actually so easy to make. I promise. It's hard to mess up. It's even easier to make than sauerkraut, and I actually even like it a bit more. So I'm sure you already know, but kimchi is a traditional Korean dish of fermented veggies, usually based around cabbage. You can usually find it in Asian grocery stores or in the refrigerator section of your health food store. You might notice though, it is not always vegan. It's traditionally made with some sort of fish stock or anchovy paste or something like that. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make it 100% vegan, but still lots of flavor and all the benefits. And if you want to get really good organic kimchi, it is pretty expensive. It's definitely cheaper to make it yourself. I was taught in nutrition school that much of our health stems from our gut, and it makes sense because it's the microbes in our gut that's responsible for breaking down our food, manufacturing some vitamins, and it's super important for our immune health. And eating fermented foods like kimchi is so helpful at creating a healthy balance of microbes. So just a few spoonfuls a day is going to do wonders for your digestion and health. So I could go on and on all day about how good probiotics are for our health, but all you need to know is they're in kimchi and you want them. So let's get into making them. So here's what you need. A half a head of Napa cabbage. It's also sometimes called sui choy. A few heads of bok choy. Salt. You want this to be non-iodized with no caking agents. A large chunk of ginger, lots of garlic, about 6 to 10 cloves, green onion, carrot, miso paste, gochugaru, or if you don't have that or you can't find it, paprika, crushed chilies, and some cayenne pepper can work. And you can go crazy with the ingredients. There's lots of different things you can add. There's seaweed, you can add some radish, sesame seeds, and I've even seen that some people add sliced apple and sliced pear to add a bit of sweetness. So just to give you a bit of a timeline, it really only takes about 2 to 3 days fermenting on the countertop for it to be ready. So that's why it's a lot quicker than sauerkraut, and as you'll see when I make it, it's definitely easier to make. So first things first, you want to make sure everything is really clean. So clean your hands really well, like scrub them, clean the sink, clean the cutting board, and you don't want to be using any really harsh chemicals or anything like that because that is probably some of the products that we're often using that are disrupting the delicate balance of microbes in our gut. So use something like vinegar. It's really good at helping to kill bacteria, viruses, and yeast, especially the strong stuff like this. Next, rinse the Napa and bok choy. Get off any dirt, remove any bruised or wilted parts. Slice the Napa cabbage into quarters. I read the traditional way to do it is to cut about 4 inches up from the bottom and then rip it apart. Half or a quarter of the bok choy. So I don't know how traditional bok choy is to add to this, but it's in season right now. It's a nice tender green and it works just great in here. Adds a little splash of color and obviously some good nutrition. Next is brining the leaves. To do this, you'll need about a quarter cup of salt, maybe a bit more depending on how much you're making. And don't worry, we'll be rinsing most of this off shortly, so you won't be consuming all of this. Start with the outside leaves and work your way in. Just sprinkle some salt and work it around with your hands. Make sure to get it right down into the stem. So you're gonna do this for both the Napa cabbage and the bok choy. So let this sit for about 2 hours. You're gonna wanna come back a few times and just work the salt around. You'll notice it starts to release a bunch of liquid, and this definitely helps coat the leaves in the salty brine. So rinse the leaves well 3 or 4 times. Taste the leaf here or there, and you'll know when it's ready when the leaves don't taste overly salty anymore. So while that's doing its thing, you might as well go ahead and make the bright red spicy paste that adds, a bunch of flavor to it and also that beautiful color. So into a blender or a food processor, you're gonna wanna add about a quarter to a half a cup of gochugaru or whatever spice you're using in its place. 6 to 10 garlic cloves. I'm definitely gonna be on the higher end of that, so probably about 9 here. 4 to 6 inches of fresh ginger, and you're definitely gonna wanna peel the ginger. I find using a spoon like this is probably the best method. About 1.5 tablespoons of miso paste, and about 1 to 2 tablespoons of water, and then blend it up until it's smooth. So this can be a bit tricky because it is so thick. I find chopping the ingredients up quite a bit first helps. You can always add a little bit extra water if you need to, but try to add as little as possible. Squeeze out any excess water out of the Napa and bok choy, then chop it up into smaller pieces and put it back into a clean bowl. Next, add some sliced carrot, some chopped up green onion, and I'm also actually gonna add some mixed seaweed to this as well. This is gonna add some nice flavor and also give it some more minerals. And if you want to add a bit of a sweet kick to it, this would be the time to add some chopped apple or pear, but I honestly don't think it needs it. It is just so good at how I made it here. And then add the blended seasoning paste and mix it up really well. Then once it's all mixed up really well, then you just want to cram it all into a nice clean jar. So something that you can seal up. If you want, you can use a mason jar like I did for the test batch, but I'm gonna put it in this nice looking jar. So I find kind of putting the carrots in first and then putting them around the edge kind of helps, because if they're like at the top, they tend to like stick out, and you don't want anything sticking out of the top. And you really want to pack it down because you don't want too many big air bubbles. Air bubbles will form as it's fermenting, but you want to try and get as many as you can out right off the bat. And then you want to stop when you're about 1 inch from the top, because it is going to expand as it ferments. And I just like to clean it up a little bit before I seal it up. And then I've still got a bunch more, so I'm just gonna put this into another jar. And it doesn't have to be filled right up to the top. You just want to make sure that there's not too many air bubbles and that that spicy paste covers everything. Then you want to put it in the corner of your kitchen for about 2 or 3 days. You probably don't want to put it on like a windowsill or on top of the fridge where the temperature is changing a lot. So now over the next 2 or 3 days, the lactic bacteria that's actually naturally present on cabbage leaves is going to multiply. So we're basically creating a good habitat for that to multiply, but not any other bacteria to grow. This will convert some of the carbohydrates into lactic acid, and as a byproduct, it creates the probiotics that we want, but it'll also create some gas, and that will show up in bubbles. And this is how you know the fermentation process has started. So after that 2 or 3 days, it is ready to go. So you can eat it right then, but it'll probably taste best if you put it in the fridge and just kind of let it chill out for a little bit and then enjoy it. It should keep for about a week, maybe 2 weeks in the fridge, but man, if you eat it like me, it's probably not gonna last that long. And like I said at the beginning of the video, have about a tablespoon or 2 every day, and it will help build up that beneficial gut bacteria, and you're gonna have much better digestion and feel much better. So I usually like to have it on the side of like a stir fry or something like that. You can cook with it, but it is going to denature a lot of the probiotics and the enzymes that we're eating this for. So it's best just to have it raw, put a big scoop on the side of a bowl or something like that, or you could just eat it on your own, kind of treat it like a supplement. So I know it kind of seems like a lot, but it's really easy. It doesn't take very long, and once you try homemade kimchi, you're probably not gonna want to go back to the store-bought stuff. Wow. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna go make some dinner, have some homemade kimchi with it. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it. Definitely tag me on Instagram if you do make it. I would love to see your version of it. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe so you can see more, and also let me know in the comments what kind of content do you guys want to see next. Do you like that more motivational stuff that I've been doing? Do you want to see more recipes? Do you want to see more full days of eating? Something totally different. Let me know. Thank you all for the support. See you soon. Oh god, why is it spicy?
It's spicy.
It's a bit spicy. And it is good though.